We all love Asian flavours, and pork larb is a terrific dish. Quite simple to do, but what you need to do is finely chop up some aromatics to really get that flavour going. So we'll start off. I've got some beautiful fresh ginger. Now the thing is that to slice the ginger you do need a knife that's got a really sharp fine edge, and this brilliant cut knife does. It's made of many things. It's got ceramic in it, and it's ceramic that helps give that really sharp edge that lasts for a long time. But a lot of ceramic knives, well, all ceramic knives in fact, aren't flexible, and this one is flexible, and that's because of the titanium. So we'll just chop up the ginger. Now, chopping up your own ginger gives you a much better end result. That stuff that comes in jars doesn't give you the flavour that you're looking for authentic Asian food. So it doesn't have to be evenly chopped. It can be roughly chopped, but look how beautifully this is going. The thing is that graters actually tear the ginger, so it's not such a good way of preparing your ginger anyway. In fact, you're much better off doing a fine chop. So you can see that the knife's been able to do that, and even though I'm chopping on the board like this is going to retain its edge. It retains its edge 45 times longer than steel. So that's what we love about it, and that's the little secret of the ceramic that's in it. Now I've got some kaffir lime leaves. Now once again I want some sharpness. Kaffir lime leaves, they have this bit down here that's can be quite tough, so you just need something really sharp to slice it out, and look how beautifully that's coming out. It's called deveining. I guess it's a vein. Take that out. Kaffir lime give that authentic flavour. They're very easy to get. You can grow your own, or you can actually buy them fresh. And already I'm getting that beautiful fragrance. And that's the thing about freshly chopping for yourself. You do get that lovely, lovely fragrance. And once again, kaffir lime can be a little bit tough, but if you chop it finely, it's not going to get stuck in anyone's teeth. So we'll just give it a little chop the other way as well. Now the other thing is, see how light my knife is? It's not hard. If I spend a whole day in the kitchen cooking, my hands don't get tired because it's beautifully light, and that's because of the titanium that's in it. Now chilies. How do you like your chilies? I have to say, I love chili, but if you want some chili flavour without the chili heat, the heat is actually in the membrane down the middle, and that's what makes the seeds so hot. So what you can do is you can just flick those out, again with the tip of the knife, and then you don't have it all in there. We'll do it with one more, and then we might leave some seeds in for some, because I do want a little bit of that sort of chili flavour. Careful, don't rub your eyes when you've been chopping chili. You don't want chili in your eye. But once again, a sharp knife, if you've got a blunt knife, that's when the chili juice will come up and hit you in the eye. And the active ingredient in chili is something called capsaicin, and that's what makes it really hot. But it's only with a blunt knife that you'll find that you get it in your eye. See, this is not giving me anything coming up here. And that's the same with onion, by the way. Onion, you know, if you cry from onions, it's because your knife's too blunt. All right, so there we've got our chili, and next some garlic. Now I was talking before about the flexibility of the knife. This is something you can't do with a ceramic knife. The way to get rid of the garlic, see, you couldn't do that with a ceramic knife. So I've smashed the garlic. It then makes it very easy to get out of its skin. We'll do it with another one, just for fun. This is where you get rid of the frustrations of the day. Beautiful. Why would you use a garlic press? See, a garlic press actually bruises garlic as well. You're much better off chopping. So there we go. And the other thing, of course, that there's silver in the knife. That makes it antibacterial. And I have to say, diamonds are a girl's best friend. I'd prefer to have them on my ears or on my fingers, but they're actually along the blade, the particles along the blade, and that's what also makes this knife so sharp. You think about it, diamonds are really, really sharp. So here are all our aromatics. We'll go over and pop them in the wok and get cooking. It's really important to have your wok nice and hot. Pop in a little bit of oil And what you're looking for is what we call the breath of the wok. You're looking for a little bit of steam to actually come off there. There we go. Oh, and I can smell the aromas coming off. So now in we go with the aromatics. Gotta love that sizzle. And I don't want to overcook them, so they're in, and now I'm going to put my pork mince in. Now with the pork mince, it's important to break it up and cook it through. And this is going to take about 5 minutes. There it goes. You just want to make sure that the mince is completely cooked through. Now everything else happens off the heat. So we turn off that little bit of fish sauce, and that's for our salt component. And now I'm going to put the final flavourings in. It doesn't take long at all, but the flavours are wonderful. So I'll pop this in a bowl here. You don't want it piping hot because we're going to serve this in lettuce leaves. So throw that in the bowl. And now let's get everything else in there. We're looking for a balance of flavours. So we've got the fish sauce already in there, and that's given us salt. We've got chilli for heat. So we've got some lime juice for acid. Don't cook the lime juice or you'll have to add it all over again because it cooks out the flavour. And now we've got some beautiful fresh herbs. So I've got coriander and I've got mint. And this is where the knife really comes into its own. It's called the brilliant cut because that's exactly what it does. It gives a brilliant cut. And the thing I love is that it doesn't cause any discoloration, not only with herbs but with a whole range of other things. And as I said before, the silver makes it antibacterial. And the other thing, because there's no steel in it, it's very light, but you can also put it in the dishwasher and it doesn't get blunt. So that's got to be good for any busy cook. So beautifully chopped up herbs into the bowl, and the warmth there is actually going to release even more aromas and make it taste even more delicious. Now, red onion. I'm only going to slice this time rather than chop it because I just think a really nice fine slice, and look at this. Look how beautifully this is able to go down and just shave the onion. Oh. You could do the same thing with a shallot if you liked. Now the thing to do though is to then break up those segments as they go in. But we're looking for a bit of texture, and Asian food's all about contrast of texture. You don't want everything the same. So the other half of the red onion. Now, I know we don't have smell-o-vision, but we also don't have it so that all the other senses, but I'm not crying. And that's because a really sharp knife cuts an onion beautifully, and it means you don't get those watery eyes. So that's another advantage. All right, in here. Now, if you're serving this for the kids, you might want to leave the chilli out. But stir this around. And now I'm going to use some iceberg lettuce. Now, one of the big no-nos with iceberg lettuce is cutting it with a normal knife because it will discolour. This knife will not discolour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it like that so that it goes into little cups. But I'm not going to waste the rest. This is just so that it's going to look beautiful, because the idea is that everyone eats this in their hands. But the other thing you can do, another really sneaky thing by the way if you're doing this for the kids, is I'm now going to shred that lettuce and pop it back in with my larb mixture. And it's just increasing the amount of vegetable we've got in there. But this is all about really fresh, light flavours, and that's why it's really important to cut your own herbs and aromatics yourself. And there it is, very, very simple. This is pork larb. You could very easily do it with chicken if you preferred, and it's a simple dish, and it tastes amazing. And then this is how you serve it. Spoonful in here. And it's very easy. Everyone has their own little one to wrap up. It's a little bit like the Chinese sang choy bao. My kids used to call that Chinese hamburger. But it's a great way of eating. You could do very small ones for a cocktail party, or of course you can do really large. And the finishing touch, if you wish, is you can just put another little mint leaf on the top, or a little sprig of coriander. And there it is, aromatic pork larb on the table in about 10 minutes, and all with the help of the Lyndey Milan Brilliant Cut Knife.